Good afternoon and welcome everyone to AvaTrade Live Q&A webinar. My name is Danny. I'll be giving you the webinar today. Before we will begin, I would like to make sure that everybody can see the chart here. So if you can please comment in the question section that you can see the chart. And okay, that's excellent. All right, thank you, David. Nima as well. Okay, and that the sound is okay as well, not just the chart, if you can hear me properly. So I'd really appreciate if people can comment that in the question, because the sound is very important. Okay, so I'll explain on a nutshell what will happen in the webinar today, okay, in our live Q&A. So we will begin with a quick introduction to the webinar. Excellent, that's great, that's great. The first thing we're going to go through is the common questions. As you know, we are gathering from previous webinars other questions that are common questions among beginners, intermediate, and advanced, and we are putting them on the live Q&A webinar. That doesn't mean that you can ask your own questions, okay? So we will have this segment, the first one, which we will cover the previous questions that we've gathered. We have that this part over here, which is for you guys, okay? So whatever you want to ask, I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Whatever you want to ask, so you can just ask. You don't have to wait until I get to whatever I'm explaining, okay? You can just paste your question in the question sections and I will address it accordingly. Of course, if it's possible time-wise. Third part will be links, information, and webinar privileges. So that will be this part, which I will send those links to you guys through the chat section in the webinar. And we'll speak about some analysis. Okay, this will be the last part. Perhaps, again, if I want to receive questions regarding analysis, which is possible. If so, perhaps I will take some other questions. Okay, all right, so we're gonna begin, I think. Okay, first we have to go through this lovely disclosure. Any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only. It should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, a recommendation, or a suggestion. Okay, guys, I will make sure that the webinar is recorded as it's supposed to be. So I'll be back briefly in half a minute. And then if everything is as it should be, then we will begin. And this is a great time to say that the webinar is recorded. And that means that even if you have to run in the middle or you just joined a little bit later, so you can still see the webinar another time at your free time, okay, at our channel, which is AvaTrade on YouTube. Okay, okay. So I'll be right back, and then we will begin. Thank you very much. All right, guys, that's it. It seems like everything is okay, and we are ready to launch. Like I said, my name is Danny. This is the live Q&A webinar. We're gonna hit the road. This is the first thing that we are going to see today, which is the common questions that we've received. Okay, let's read them together, and then I'll paste the questions on this lovely notepad over here, and then we'll try and get the best answer for each. Okay, so first question is how to find the best asset to trade. Okay, the best asset to trade. How fast I get the profits when I withdraw. Okay, how fast? How long? Or maybe the question is referring to, okay, we'll keep it, but it's not how fast. Okay, sure. Let's just keep it this way. How does fundamental analysis works? Okay, how can I make a good strategy? That's an interesting one. How much money do I need to open 0.5 with gold? Okay, this one is very easy. All right, guys, we have excellent questions here. Excellent questions. How long does it take to withdraw? That just makes more sense, right? How long does it take to withdraw? It just make more sense, right? Not mistaken here. Okay, let's begin with the first. So how to find the best asset to trade? Okay. First of all, what is the best asset to trade? There is a good asset, there is a bad asset. Why some of it is with, okay, what do you think? Is there any best asset to trade? So that means that if I'll trade gold, okay, so that means that it's the best asset, I will surely make money with it. How does it work? Let's put here, maybe crude oil, how is it doing now? Is it interesting enough? Yes, it's very interesting to show you guys. Okay, okay. Well, it's been yesterday, but okay. So how to find the best asset to trade? I randomly took crude oil. I could just as much pick anything else. Okay, from the list over here. You can see there is a list. By the way, I just want to give on a nutshell. I just want to explain a little bit about this interface. So this interface is called the web trader. To get to the web trader. To get to the web trader, you must log in with your email and password, okay, to avatrade.com, and then you're supposed to get to here. Okay, this interface is not MT4 or MT5. This is our interface, and this is only through logging in to avatrade.com. Okay, and like I said, it's on the web. It's also on the app. Okay, it's called AvaGo. All right, and we are going to have the webinar on it today. Now, what happens is we're going to answer the question how to find the best asset. What happens now is we put down crude oil through the search field at the left upper corner. Okay, it was just typing CL and clicking it from the list. But I could just as much pick it manually from here. Okay, this one was folded. Then usually you get the screen. Let me get. Okay, usually you get the screen even maybe it looks like this by default. Okay, so to control this window, you must click here on the two arrows to expand, okay, or minimize, and then you can, like I said, you can enjoy the list over here. Now the sidebar that opened, the sidebar that opened on the right is only by clicking left or buy, okay? And then if I click, sell or buy. So if I click buy, what happened is it opens the sidebar, okay? Now the question is how to find the best assets to trade, and I started to say that I believe there is no best asset to trade, or everything is the best, right? All assets are the best. Okay, so just a second, Danny. You're saying that no asset is the best, okay? No asset is the best asset to trade, but all assets are the best. So that doesn't make any sense, okay? Now, the best asset to trade is individual. How so? Because once you find an asset that is in your budget and can fulfill your goals, that's the best asset to trade, right? For instance, I want to make $1,000 with oil today, now. Okay, let's say that I want to make $1,000 with oil, okay, today. Right, so let's suppose I'm going to take 1,000 barrels, which is one lot, okay, and that's going to cost me $7,000 out of my margin, okay. There is a question here, how much money is needed to open 0.5? So what I'm going to teach you now can easily be correlated to gold. Then you can use the same technique to know how much money is needed to open 0.5 with gold. Okay, so to make $1,000 with oil, like I said, I must have $7,000 in margin. What exactly is margin? Okay, and why do I need to know? So we have the value, every position has a value, right? And that value, okay, and that value is the price of what I'm selling or buying, the price of the unit, price per unit, okay, and then we're going to multiply that by the units, then we get the value, okay, which is 74,000, because the price per barrel is 74. This is the price always. Okay, what is on the chart? Let me clear something out. The price will always state the price for 1 unit. The price on the chart is always for a single share, not for a lot and not for a percentage. It's always the price for 1 unit. It doesn't matter if it's a stock or it's an index. Okay, just a share. Now, if I must compare, okay, oil, I want to see if it's the best asset for me to trade. Okay, and I'm comparing right now the price. Let's just bring back to 1,000. Oop, no, we're still with. This is, like I said, I must click. It didn't open because I must click sell or buy. If I don't do that, there we go. Okay, and then we're going to change it back to 1,074. Okay. Now, with 74,000, obviously, I can't buy it with only 10, right? That costs 74,000. I only have 10. But thanks to the leverage, what is leverage? Leverage is a multiplier. And what it does is it lets you buy or sell more units with the same balance. Okay. Now, thanks to the leverage, we can divide a value by this factor, which is 10. It's 1 to 10. And this factor means that the strength of my balance is increased by 10. So that means that I can divide the value by 10, which brings me from 74,000 to 7,400. Okay, I don't even need a calculator for that, but it's sometimes it's required. Okay, so the margin impact. So the margin impact is actually the required amount. We also call it margin requirement. Okay, but never mind. It's just different semantics, but the meaning is the same. Okay, so in this case, this will occupy 74% of my capital. Okay, because I've got 10,000 and this cost 7,400. Does that mean that, okay, to make $1,000 with oil today, by acquiring 1,000 barrels, I'll save you the time. I could have take 100 barrels as an example across $10 on the chart. Let me show you where $10 is. Okay, and the less time that it's been there. By the way, I'm not getting information from the chart because I don't have the right crosshair. I must click on the arrow, which is third from the left and third from the right. Okay, maybe fourth or fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, fifth. Okay, so third from the right and fifth from the left. If I click it and I click on crosshair, I get data. Otherwise, I can't. Okay, I can just click and drag. Okay, this is what it does. I must change it to the crosshair. Now, anyway, as you can see, 64, the less time that it's been there was not a day ago. Let's put it this way. And if I intention to make $1,000 today, $10 away is not really going to help me. Okay, so I must increase to 1,000, and then I can only need $1. Okay, maybe there are beginners amongst us, so perhaps I should also clarify this part as well. So this calculation helps me understand whether I can do it with my budget or not. And this part is going to help me estimate the potential outcome. So the same way I have multiplied the units by the price, now what I'm going to do is I multiply the units by the price difference. That gives me the outcome. So that means that by acquiring 1,000 barrels, okay, and if it goes down $1 to here, so that means that I'm gonna make, oops, am I buying or selling? Okay, 73.3. Okay, so that's, oops, there we go. Okay, and all right, so by the way, just to clarify another thing, so what is so great about this webinar is that not only that I'm giving answer to the question that I'm asked, along the way we're gathering more and more information regarding the platform and in trading in general. Okay, so let me just quickly recap. The question was how to find the best asset to trade. Now, there is no clear definition. What is the best? Is it gold? Is it Nasdaq? Is it oil? Is it Apple? No, that's not what defines if the asset is a good asset or a bad asset. What defines if it's a good or a bad asset is if it suits to my criteria as a trader. If it suits with my budget, can I afford it? Or is it too pricey? And if it qualifies to what I'm planning to make. So, for instance, if I'm looking at crude oil, I must know that crude oil is a cheap asset compared to other commodities, as an example. Okay, I'm not expecting it to move, like I said, from here to here. So I know that I need to increase my units. Now, why do I need to increase my units? Okay, because like I said, the outcome of every position is determined by the units that I have and the price change on the chart. So that means that, for instance, if I'll have 1 unit of something, okay, oil, 1 unit of oil, to be honest, if I want to be precise, that's a barrel of oil, but never mind, okay, 1 barrel of oil, and it moves $1, outcome will be $1, okay, for me, or God forbid, a loss. Okay, it's either a profit or loss. If I'll have 10 of those, 10 barrels of oil, which is the minimum, watch this, if I put 0.01, that's 10. Okay, it's not 1 like gold. The reason is 1 lot equals to 1,000. Okay, that's just a side note, I don't want to confuse you. Okay, so if I have 10 and it moves $1, outcome will be 10. And of course, if I take 1 and it moves 10, same result. Okay. Now, right now we're planning to make $1,000 in a day with crude oil. So we've checked the price and it's possible. Budget-wise, it's possible. We have enough money. But the question is, if it's doable on the chart. Can oil move $1 in a day? Let's see if it moved yesterday. Those are, by the way, daily candles. Daily candles, that means that each and every candle in here is a day. Okay, let's confirm. Left hand side is what I'm where I'm getting the information from. So we have the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. Okay, and we have today, and we have yesterday. Okay, so each of those is a day. Now, because I'm planning to make 1,000 and I have 1,000 barrels I'm planning to buy or sell, I need to know if it can move $1 in a day. How do I do that? I'm just gonna look at yesterday and see, okay. So yesterday, the 26th of April 23, the open was 77.2, close was okay, high was at 77.9 and low was 74.04. Okay, so that means that between the open and the close there is $3 difference roughly, and in here high and low as well $3, maybe a bit less. Okay, now okay, so I understand that it can move $1 in a day. Okay, let me ask you guys, okay, I have the budget. I can definitely take this position. I have 10,000, this costs 7.4. Now I understood that it can possibly move, oil can possibly move $1 a day. Do you think that this is the best asset for me to trade? Do you think that oil is the best asset for me to trade? Who thinks that it's the best asset for me to trade? If you can comment in the question section, that'd be great. Okay, so Josh, you don't think that it's the best. Why it's not the best, if may I ask? Okay, so you're saying that by exposing 74% of my capital, I'm vulnerable. So that means that I'm occupying a lot of my margin to make 1,000 a day. Okay, so guys, another thing that we are learning in this webinar, if we can do things, that doesn't mean that they are the best. I don't know who put this question down, but this the best is your own definition. So what I would say that would be right is perhaps to decrease the units or to do something a little more realistic. Okay, maybe to reduce it a little more. I don't know. But the idea is that everything can be the best if you are making a good design. Okay, if it makes sense and it's good with what you're planning to make, it's okay. I mean, I'm not sure if to occupy 7.4 out of 10 is really the best, but everybody can have their own interpretation. Anyway, to my opinion, how to find the best asset, just make a plan. Make a plan. Okay, and the good strategy, make a good plan. Okay, there is no really magical asset. There is no. You can succeed with crude oil, you can succeed with NASDAQ, you can succeed with Amazon, you can succeed with everything. The question is, how does the plan works? Okay. Okay, so how do we, let's put this one down. Okay. All right, how long does it take to withdraw? Okay, so this one is easy, up to 10 days on average. Okay, I can say from 1 day, from 1 days up to 10 days on average. Okay. How does fundamental analysis works? Okay, we'll save this one because, like I said, analysis I prefer to do it at the end when we we've covered some things that would make it a little more logical. So how can I make a good strategy? This is okay. Maybe we'll have this one now. How much money do I need to open? Okay, so this one we've already answered. Okay, why do we have 2 4s? There we go. How much money do I need to open 0.5 with gold? Okay, let's see that one. We've already covered it, but still. Okay, so how do I put gold on? All I have to do is just to put down gold and click it from the list. Still, it's not going to open. Remember, guys, if I haven't clicked sell or buy, you see it's still here, but if I click buy, then it happens. How much money do I need to open? Okay, so let's put 0.5 and I'll simply ask you guys, how much money do I need? Who can tell me? How much money do I need to open 0.5 with gold? Who knows? Who knows the answer to this riddle? Okay, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to answer, and then I'm gonna obviously give the answer. Okay, whoever wrote 99,000, unfortunately, that's not the answer. Okay, we're gonna begin as I showed just a minute ago with the value. The value is 99. I think soon to be could be 100,000, but let's put down what we have now. Okay, and like I said, because we are doing CFDs, right? CFDs has leverage. CFDs, contract for difference. That means that those are leveraged trading, okay, by default. You can see it right here at the bottom. So leverage is 1 to 20. And because we said, what did we say? We said that the margin impact, which is the answer to our question today. Okay, so the question was, how much money I need to open 0.5 with gold. Okay, and the answer is I'll have to divide the value by the margin impact. Let's do that together, this time with a calculator. Okay, we're gonna divide 999.75 by 20, and that's the answer, as you can see right here, 4998. Okay, 4998. That's the answer, guys. The answer is not 100,000 because leverage. Okay, because leverage, and I must say that each account has its own definitions. So what you are seeing on my screen, not necessarily applied on your screen, okay, or your friend's account. And another thing, the leverage is individual. As you saw with oil, it was 1 to 10, but with gold, no, it's different, 1 to 20. With the stock, with Tesla as an example, okay, right now Tesla is asleep, or, oh, there we go, 1 to 5, okay, so that's a bit different. So each asset is a bit different, okay? All right, okay. So let me just put here the equation. Value divided by leverage equals margin. Okay, which is the needed amount to open or hold a position. Okay. Right, so we're gonna paste this underneath the question. Oops. What did I write? Oh, that's not what I meant. I meant margin. There we go. Impact. Okay. Why doesn't? Okay. There we go. We're just gonna make it a little smaller. Okay. What we have left is the fundamental analysis and a good strategy. Okay, so a good strat. Those actually both of those questions are going along. So we're gonna take them both of those birds with one stone. Okay. Let me bring back, because unfortunately with as much will that I want to show, actually no, that's not a good idea. I want to show it through the economic calendar. So let me just break it down in regards to analysis, okay? Because I was about to show that at the last part anyway. If you remember, we have it here. We have it here anyway, okay? But we're gonna, on a nutshell, just the basics. Okay, so we have fundamental and technical analysis. What does that mean? Who knows what is technical analysis, guys? Who can tell me technical analysis, what it does, how to use it? Okay. Technical analysis is reading the candles. Okay, that's very true, Josh. Thank you very much. Okay, who else? This is very good input. You're reading the candles. Okay, the question is how to read the candles. Who else? What is technical analysis, guys? Reading the candles. Okay, what else? Reading the candles, how though? Reading the candles. So I can support and resistance. Very nice. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so George here wrote down support and resistance. Josh, you wrote down to read the candles. Okay, so candles, let's just introduce a little bit. The candles, like we said, can be categorized to times. So it goes from minutes through hours, then days, weeks, and months using the indicators. That's very true as well. Thank you, Raghu. So right now, looking at the candles, I see that each candle is different from its friend. So that means that right now this candle, let's click on the arrow and change the cursor. This candle here seems very thin, right? It looks very thin. Is it even a candle or is it a line? Why does it look this way? Who knows? Okay, who knows? What happened yesterday? Let's try and understand this whole purpose. The whole purpose of candlesticks is analysis the movement of the price. That's very true, Nima. It's very true. Very true. Who can tell? Okay, so this candle, it looks very odd, right? Looks, its body is bigger than the, its tail is bigger than the body, right? Like this one, just maybe a miniature version, but can you see that that's the tail, and here we have the body. So how does that make sense? Okay, so I'm gonna take a wild guess, and I would say that this candle, if I'll break it down, what we'll find is up and then down. But I'm just guessing, okay? I'm just guessing. Okay, how can I know what happened? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change to days, from hours to days, slowly, and this is what we've circled. It's not really a circle, it's more of a, okay, never mind. We're gonna dig deeper, change to 2 hours. Do we have a clue? Do we have a clue? Where is our lovely, no, still. There we go. There we go. Okay. So this is actually Wednesday. Okay. So what happened was truly that it increased all the way. It increased, and then what happened? Okay, how could I possibly know that? How could I possibly know? Because it makes sense, because the candle is built this way. This is why it's showing me. It's showing me that in the beginning, this is why it's red. Okay, it's red because it ended in a lower price. Look, okay, this is where it started. It climbed, and then it went down. Okay, so that means that this is the actual movement. The actual movement is not the red thingy here at the bottom. It's not. It's not. It moved all the way and then it went down. Okay, this is why. So when I'm analyzing, one of the things that I must do is I must change and flex with the time frames to see the real behavior of this asset. Okay, because I could think that the asset is a bit numb, that Netflix is right now, it's not moving, but it's actually moving. And yesterday it moved more than 2 days ago, and this candle seems bigger than that one, right? Okay, so the tail has very important meaning. Okay, who can tell me what this? Okay, so this candle is not really a reverse hammer, it's more of a firefly, right? We have at the bottom, we have the head, and then the tail is very big, is at the top. Who can tell me what's the meaning of this candle? A candle that looks, I hope that I have one. Maybe this one is quite the opposite. Can I turn it around? No, this will, don't want to mess it up. Who can tell me what this candle is? Sellers in control. Okay, okay, okay. So we understand yesterday it rose, but it couldn't break. Why couldn't it break, guys? Who knows? Okay. So that means that where is the potential for the asset? Where the asset was trying to get to initially, before it fell to here, right? To here, it got into here. Okay. So when I see that it tried and it fell, so that means that what? It got rejected. It got rejected, but it had the intention. So in other words, if I'm looking at the general picture, okay, this is something I call support. That's like my safety net. That's my floor in this room. And this line is the resistance. It aimed 321 but failed. Okay, could be. Very, very possible. Very, very possible. 328. Let's see where 328 is. Could be. Could be. Could be. You're saying what you're saying is that it tried a reversal, it tried all the way, but it couldn't make it. It couldn't make it, and this is why it fell. Okay? So in this case, we understand that the potential is much higher. So we have two lines which we are going to paint in okay, we are going to paint them in yellow and in blue. Okay, this way. Maybe this one is too dark. Never mind. Keep it this way. Okay, so those are my boundaries if I want to sell or buy, and I'm an intraday trader, a weekly trader, okay, a swing trader. It doesn't actually, if I'm swing, it changes the plot a bit. So let's say that I'm a weekly trader, okay, and I'm planning to sustain this. I'm planning to maybe in this place I could buy. Let's say that I want to buy. It will wait for the next candle for a breakout. Could be, could be. Again, all those lines, okay, the first thing, people have this rumor that support and resistance, okay, are individual on the chart, which is not true at all. Okay, support and resistance are in levels. Levels of support and levels of resistance. This one here is another resistance, and in here is another resistance. So why is it important for me to know that thing? Why would anyone want to know, to care about those lines? 319, 317, okay. I have green and red, and that's all I need. Well, what's the problem? When it's green, I'm gonna buy, and then I'll make money, right? Who knows why I must know those lines? About 321, maybe the resistance. Okay. Okay. So every time the asset is breaking a resistance, it becomes the new support. Okay. So that means that whenever it broke here, this support over here, and it started climbing, this is 320, this is created another resistance, right? So that means it created 315 was the first resistance, and then the second couldn't break it, so it couldn't break the first resistance, and the second couldn't break it. Okay, but right here, this resistance is less relevant than that one and that one. Still, it exists. Still it exists. Okay, 315, and maybe if I want, as an example, right now, let's suppose that I want to go for a buy. How does that help? How does the levels of support help? Because I know that it has the potential to go cheaper. Okay, for me as a trader, that's the best thing that I could ask for: a better price to sell, a better price to buy. Okay, because if it got to here, I know it can still get to here, and if it got to here, I know that it can still get to here. Okay, but if it gets below 315, okay, so the way down is much lower. Okay, is much lower. Okay, as you can see, there is some distance in here. Okay, but as long as it's in this range, I know that this is my support. Okay, make no mistake, this is another support. Okay, but also I don't want to confuse you. You just need to know that support is in levels, in different levels on the chart, and it's not individual. Okay, so this is the really on a nutshell about technical analysis. Really on a nutshell, this is just a tip of the ice, because there is a world, there is a universe there. Okay, and thanks to support and resistance, I can also acknowledge what we call consolidations area, and there is a long story afterwards. Okay, so the technical analysis using candlesticks. Okay. Support and resistance, perhaps. Also, we could say that. Support and resistance. Okay. And fundamental analysis. Okay, so we've looked at the chart, and the chart is beautiful. Now, what is fundamental analysis? Who can tell me? Okay, what is a fundamental analysis? If somebody has a clue. Okay, Rachel, you were saying news, but news is very okay. Nima, you were saying trade based on news. Okay, also news. I understand, but what? Okay, so how does that? Let's suppose that I saw something on the news. How does that help me to analyze? Okay, I saw something good or bad, it doesn't matter. I saw some, God forbid, some plague or some, I don't know, some new discovery. How does that help me with my analysis? Okay, let's suppose I saw that the interest rate was increased. Okay, let's suppose interest rate was increased. Okay, so let's suppose the interest rate was increased. Okay, how does that has any meaning to my analysis? Who can? Political decisions affecting supply and demand. Okay. That's a bit too wide. That's an area that if I'll go there, let's see how much time we have left. Still, did we cover everything? No, we still have another question. This is an area. Supply and demand is something that I can't include in my explanation, otherwise we'll run out of time. But let's keep it simple. Let's suppose the interest rate was increased. Okay, soon the federal decision will occur, and then we'll see if it's what will happen or not. Okay, let's suppose that it's increased. So what do you think? How does that impact the economy? Who knows? Let's suppose that I'm going for currencies, okay? Neither Netflix or gold or anything, just currencies. What do you think? How does the interest rate, if it goes up, how does that impact the economy? What do you think? Loans. Okay, loans. Okay. Okay, so that means, what exactly does that mean, loans? But I'm not asking about the loans. I'm asking about the economy. How does that banks? Okay, okay, so you guys start. This is a good start, but the idea, how does that? Let's think for a second. To increase the interest rate means that the banks, do they make more money or less? What do you think, guys? Banks, when the interest rate is increased, what do you think? They make more money or less? More. Okay, we are getting somewhere. So banks are making more money. Okay, and that means what? Okay, is that a good thing for the currency? Is that a good thing for the dollar, as an example? Is that good for Forex or not? They loan more, okay, but it's not about they loan more money. It's about they're taking more money from us, right? When the interest increase, they mean that means that they are taking more money from the civilians, from the people. Okay, so they might make more money, so it's strengthening the currency. But the problem is that things cost more. They cost more. Okay, so it becomes more difficult for people to buy things. Okay, so that's a magical circle. For one side, you increase the interest rate and you strengthen the banks. Okay, the economy, the system, the government, the call it whatever name you want. So that's good for the currencies, but that's I don't want to say bad for the people, because at the end of the day, it's all to help the people. But never mind, I'm not supposed to be political here, so I don't care. Okay, but at the end of the day, this circles, what it creates is because they increase the interest rate, the banks are getting big, are improving, and then the people are having more difficulties because it's more difficult to pay back the loan, and it's more difficult to buy things. Okay, so this is why right now the government is considering whether to increase or not. Because if they increase again, okay, just to put something on the table, the interest rate is increased 8 times. 9 or 8. I need to check, but I think 8 or 9 times in the past 11 months, as far as I'm concerned. You should Google that for more precise information. It's just out of my sleeve. Okay, so they are checking whether if to increase the interest rate, well, whether if it's going to damage the mortgages and the people and the loans, or they can take it. Okay, obviously, just by looking at the news, things aren't looking too bright because people are having difficulties already. Okay, and I'm being gentle saying that. Okay, so that's just how it works. Okay, fundamental analysis, that's just how it works. There is a cause, okay, for something, and we can see the results. We can see the results. Okay, if they increase the interest rate, so the banks are getting stronger, and then the currency, and it has effect on the people and so on. Okay, right. All right. We are going to, how can I put it? So fundamental analysis, there is a reason and a result. Okay, we're going to paste those things. We're going to paste those things here. Oops. It's a bit more difficult to explain fundamental analysis than the way that I've jotted down, but you'll have to forgive me because, like I said, the time is on the essence. Let me also, you know what? Let me also share with you the links because I have a feeling that we'll run out of time if I'll answer the question before doing that. Okay. So let's. I'm pasting that for you guys in the chat. In the chat for this webinar. They're supposed to be at the right, I think bottom right. That's for FAQ and Help Centre. Okay, and this is also if you'll have further questions later on. It's a real account. If you are with the demo and now you want to start moving, this is the Academy. Wonderful, has videos there, tutorials, one-on-one premium market review. Guys, this is usually something I used to give at the end of the webinar, but people complained that they couldn't pick it up, so I'm showing it to you now. Okay, I'll give it to you now. You can remember that, you can save it, and then you give it to your senior account manager, and you can get one-on-one premium market review. Okay, this could be very helpful, so I suggest you'll use it. And yeah, okay, let's try and grasp the last one. I can make a good strategy. Okay, so we have 5 minutes, 4 minutes, maybe 5. Who can tell me how can I make a good strategy? What is a good strategy? Okay, what a good strategy needs to have. What is a good? Of course, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Of course, you can join the other one. You can see as many webinars as you want. Nobody limits you. You are welcomed. Okay, how can I make a good strategy, guys? Who can tell me what a good strategy needs to have? A good strategy. Do I need to make a lot of money with it? Does it mean that it's a good strategy? Okay, so what must I have on a good strategy? Goals. Okay. Very good. All right. Thank you, Thomas. Who else? What else? Risk ratio more than 1 to 1.5. Thank you, Nima. So we have a very specific. Okay, so risk reward ratio. This is what we called a good ROI, right? Okay, what else? What else? Guys, what else do I need in a plan? What do you think? A good entry and exit plan. Okay, okay, I'll take that as analysis. Okay, what else? Okay, who can tell me? Maria, when you're planning, what do you mean when you're planning, Maria? If I can ask, minimal or zero losses. Okay, okay. So we have risk, money management. Thank you, Raghu. When you're planning to trade, you must clear time so you can. Very, very good. Very, very good. Maria, what you're saying that I must have times that I know that I can trade. So you're saying that I should schedule when I'm planning to trade and not just randomly. Wow, this is really very special input. Okay, so I'm gonna put here times. Okay, times. I think times. So what you're saying is I must plan out the times that I'm planning to trade, the times that I'm planning to analyze. Okay, very, very good. What else, guys? What do you think? Making mechanical trading possible. This is some additional things, some luxuries that not everybody can have. I'd rather have I'd rather show the audience things that are a little more universal. Mechanical trading, I don't know if a beginner can, if it's possible for everyone, but it's a good thought. I think it could work. Okay, so we have everything wrote down, guys. This was impressive. We have conquered all of the questions, and I have time to say goodbye. So, thank you all for coming today. It's been a pleasure giving you the webinar. To whoever asked if you can see more webinars, the answer is of course. You should see more webinars, and that's it. The rest is to wish you all best of luck with your trading. Have a wonderful week and have an excellent day.